Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Sip Sports Bar. We've got a great crowd here, another great day of sports in Pittsburgh. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. We got Claudio Rosano filling in. I know the name, even though you're the brother of Smoking Jim Frazier, who's in Altoona with a broken down vehicle. So he come in off the bench. He's not only a relief pitcher, he's a starting pitcher. So we got Claudio here to fill in. And then Chip Hayner is in Arlington Cemetery today burying his mom. It's quite an honor. She served in the military, and they buried her today, and he can't make it back in time. He'll be on the show tomorrow night, so look for him there. We have Big Mike D filling in.
He's here.
Pittsburgh Sports Nation, and we're going to have a great show here with a lot of information. And I got to do a couple little promos here, and one of them is anybody that wants to do a 50-50 raffle for the Western Pennsylvania Police Benevolent Foundation. They help the fallen officers' families. 100% of what you donate goes to the families in need for the officers that die in the line of duty. Well, they're going to have a 50-50 raffle at the Penguins game on Friday night. So if you want to volunteer, you can go on their website and you can contact my man Drew. Just put in AVOLCHKO at WPPBF.org. And you can just go to their website, WPPBF.org. I know it's a lot of letters and all this other stuff, but it's for a great cause. I'm looking at being there and being one of the raffle vendors trying to hustle up some tickets at the game. You won't be allowed to go in the stands, but there's about 7 different areas with kiosks. It's all for a great cause, and in the third period they'll announce the winner, so somebody could walk away with a lot of money. So you get a lot of great feedback. It's for a great cause. And then we have the March for Dimes, March for Babies, and this is joining the Hayner Angels with Chip and Stephanie and family and friends. Go onto the website there, March of Dimes, March for Babies, and you can check out Hayner's Angels. Donate some money to them. If you go there and march with them, a $50 donation, and you can have a ticket to the Bucko game. And look at the record they have now. So that's another thing. And then one of our classics that we keep putting up, Dave Crack with the Butler Wobble. We have the Unicycle National Championship out there in Butler, so check that out with the site. You can check our other ones that have been out there. Now we're going to start our show with what's on our mind.
Well,
one thing, just one.
In honor of Smoking Jim Frazier, you people who are out there driving around, I have something to say to you. When you come to a stop sign, it's a stop sign, not a stay sign. So you stop and then you go. All right, that's my Smoking Jim Frazier imitation.
You need more volume.
I miss him. That's my boy. Now, anyway, let's talk about last night with the Penguins. I'm a little disappointed. Should have been a 3-0 lead with the Penguins. Obviously, they gave up a goal with 29 seconds left. They had a power play, and somehow allowed the shorthanded goal in, even though it was kind of evened up with, that Anderson getting pulled and
right.
Led to 5-on-5. But still, you have your team out there. I've been told this saying: if your enemy's drowning, you don't throw him a life raft, you throw him an anchor. And last night, the Penguins threw a life raft. Let's hope it does not come back to bite them.
Thanks, Big Mike D. They only need, 10 more wins, buddy? They're going to get it.
I like it. It's still going to be 5. It's just
10 more wins. It's no
frustrating
problem.
to go watch, 59 minutes and 30 seconds.
Have no fear. I know a lot of people are depressed today. I'm not going to get into the schizophrenic fans because I talk about that all the time. We have a great co-host here tonight. Claudio, what's on your mind?
Well, here we are mid-May, and Tim Tebow still isn't signed.
Who?
Tim Tebow. And you know what? One thing that bothers me about a lot of baseball coaches and football coaches is that they want that perfect guy. I mean, let's talk about quarterbacks now. There's only so many Dan Marinos and so many Joe Namaths, so many guys with that perfect drop-back, classic drop-back, able to do that talent. You know, Tim Tebow, as they say, all he does is win. You know, he's a leader. And one of the things that I thought that hurt him in Denver, first down run, second down run, third down they made him pass. The whole world knew he was going to pass. And it was hard for him to be successful. It was in the later part of the game that he had the big numbers, when he kind of was able, they called it Tebow time, whenever he was able to do things he wanted to do. You look at Doug Flutie, not a conventional quarterback. There's a lot of guys throughout history. Jim Plunkett was not a conventional quarterback.
How about Steve Young?
Steve Young was not a conventional quarterback. So I think Tim Tebow, in the right situation, okay, could very well be a great quarterback. I think he could be a winning quarterback. He brings a different element to the game, not just the passing, which he needs to work on, and from all reports, all accounts, he has worked on that. And again, he's not going to be a Tom Brady passer. He's not going to be a Dan Marino, Joe Montana. Nobody ever said that. But I think he can be effective. And I think it's a shame that he's not signed. Now, they say the circus comes to town whenever he comes in. But that's not his fault. He doesn't ask for the media to cover him or to throw a press conference or anything like that. He's a polarizing guy for whatever reason. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a classy person.
You said a key thing. He's a winner.
He's a winner. And I see absolutely no reason for a team not to want to sign him. There's baggage with everybody.
Right.
Okay? There's good baggage with him, in my opinion. And I think it's a shame that he's not playing. I think he's good for the NFL. I believe he still has the #1 jersey sell. And again, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there who are getting big money who are not that good. Real quick, I remember, I forgot what year it was, maybe 94, 95. Doug Flutie led the Buffalo Bills to, at the time, like a 12-2 record. They decided to bench him just to give him a rest. But he's going to start in the playoffs for the picture-perfect Rob Johnson, 6'4". They decided to bench Flutie for the playoffs, and of course they lost to the Miracle City musical, or Miracle City, whatever they called it, Miracle.
Yeah.
But if they'd have kept Flutie, who knows what they'd have done?
Sure.
But I'm afraid they're going to do that to Tebow. It's going to be tough for him to get us to even make a roster, which I think is a shame. I think the NFL could definitely use it.
I appreciate it. And Smoking Jim Frazier, your brother, he's going to be saying how he goes Tebow time.
That's right.
So he'll appreciate watching this video, Claudio. And now what's on my mind? I went to the Pirate game, and you guys know Chip gave me some Kool-Aid a few weeks ago, and it was sort of sour. One of my favorites, it was grape. Well, we're out there for my son's birthday, his 22nd birthday, and we're watching the game out in left field. First time I've been in the bleachers. Comfortable bleachers, a lot of action. And all of a sudden, Pedro Alvarez, who I've talked poorly about, he hit a ball right off the bat. We knew by the crack of the bat and how high it was going, it was out of there in an instant. It was it reminded me of Willie Stargell back at Three Rivers, where he'd hit the seats and they'd paint where he hit them at. That's what it reminded me. Only this one went in the river, so it's a little soggy. But it was a great game to watch. And here's why. I have this dollar bet that I make every year, at least for the last 14, that I bet that the Pirates won't have a winning record. Now it's 20 years. I got to drink some more Kool-Aid because I'm going to lose that dollar to Chip. Anytime that you see outfielders bang into each other and they drop a ball and they're in a professional league, I thought it was a can of corn. Some of you guys may remember Bob Prince. This ball looked like a sure out. We were even talking among my daughter and my son. Looks like extra innings. All of a sudden, the ball's on the ground. The game's over. Maybe that's a sign. I'm hopeful that they can go all year like this. Look at their record right now. It's awesome. That's what's on my mind. And we're going to go to our next segment where we have some guests come in. Pittsburgh Force owner, Kathy Ferrari.
Hi, thanks for having me back.
Well, sure. We're glad to have you back here. Each week you bring in some new players and a couple veteran players and everything else.
Tonight we got 2 rookies.
2 rookies. Okay. And who are you going to send up first here for us? Kendra. Okay.
Kendra tonight.
All right. And you'll get them their coach so they come up here?
Yes, I can personally get them.
Okay. Anything else happening?
Yes. We are having a scrimmage June 8th in Erie against Erie, the Erie Illusion. So we're excited. We're getting prepared for that. We just fitted 14 girls last night at practice to get them ready. So
Congratulations,
Yes.
that's great.
we're excited.
And you're continuing to practice then?
Yes.
Okay.
Practicing on open tryouts every Sunday, 6:30 to 8:30 at Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Park.
Why don't you tell them where that's at?
It's 318 Kirkpatrick Street. It's the lower level of the Hill District. If you come across the 22nd Street Bridge, Birmingham Bridge, cross 5th Avenue, right up Kirkpatrick Street.
Oh, okay. You guys have any questions for about our team here?
Well, I was just curious how you got involved in this to begin with. Was it your dream to own a team someday, or how did you actually get involved in it?
I played with the Passion when they started in 2002, and to own my own team was not a dream. It was just something that happened to give more girls opportunity.
Was it everything you thought it would be? A little tougher? Or?
It's all the above. I like it. It's, it's challenging and it's a lot of fun.
When the buck stops with you, it's challenging, it's tough, but the rewards are a heck of a lot greater too once it gets going.
Yes.
So I certainly wish you luck on it.
Aw, thank you so much.
And that's why anybody that's interested in sponsoring these players, they need a $500 sponsor for each of these players so they can get their equipment and whatever else they need. And there's travel. We'll explain more, but we would like to have you do that. You can go to their website, pittsburghforce.net.
Yes.
And you have a Facebook page.
Yes, we do. Pittsburgh Force.
Brilliant. You come up with a good one
Hey,
there.
you're pretty easy.
Definitely.
Keep it simple.
Well, I go by the KISS method. Keep it simple, Sally.
That's right.
And you bring up your guest.
I will
Kat,
do
it was
that.
a pleasure.
You too, always, and nice meeting you.
Welcome to our show. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell them who you are. If you want to shout out to anybody, our show's seen on YouTube. It's on Facebook. So you might get a little publicity with this.
My name's Kendra Bernard, and
Where'd you grow up?
New York.
We don't hold that against you there. We just talked about Tebow. So.
What
I
part
can't
of
help that the Yankees are better than the Pirates.
What part of New York?
Long Island.
Okay.
Yep.
No problem. We appreciate loyalty. I'm not one of those ignorant Pirate fans or Steeler fans. We have 6 Super Bowls, so we don't try to brag about that stuff. And the Yankees were always one of my favorites. And my favorite baseball player is
Joe DiMaggio.
Babe Ruth.
Okay.
I thought we weren't allowed to talk about Babe Ruth on this, right?
Oh, you can talk Babe
I'm
Ruth.
teasing, I'm joking.
If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see all these famous cards and everything else because I like Mickey Mantle too. So, a couple things. And Joe DiMaggio, I actually met him at the Meadows. Mr. Coffee was at the Meadows. They were betting on horses. Him, Stan Musial, Delvin Miller, who founded the track out at the Meadows.
Right.
So I got to meet those guys.
That's awesome.
So now that we know you're from New York, what are you doing in Pittsburgh here, Kendra?
Well, I moved here about 3 years ago. I was actually offered the opportunity to attend University of Pittsburgh and complete following my dreams by entering into the social work program at the University of Pittsburgh, and I just graduated about 3 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
And now the other thing is, have you played sports throughout your life?
I have. I started when I was born, I guess you could say.
What happened? You were running out of the womb.
Pretty much, just sprinting. It was a world record.
Really?
But no,
Womb to the finish line.
Yeah. I actually started playing lacrosse because lacrosse is huge in Long Island. And then I played baseball with the boys. I was a pitcher and a shortstop. Went to all-star games for that. It was fun, strike out all the guys. And then I played lacrosse in high school. I played in college at Syracuse University.
Nice.
And then, took some time away to see what I really wanted to do and how I could help youth, mostly.
Right.
Because my life experiences hasn't been an easy road. But I
So
chose
you want to
social
help
work.
people.
Yeah.
And you got a degree for it now.
I did.
Now you got to find a job.
No,
You got a job.
no. I'll be starting the master's program in the fall.
Excellent.
Now, who's
Yeah.
the most famous lacrosse player from Syracuse?
Me? No, I'm just
After you. After you.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
Yeah, he grew up in my town, Long Island. He went to my high school.
Good, good, good.
Yeah,
What a small world.
it is a small world. But yeah, so.
Did you ever play football?
I never played
Organized.
organized football. I always played with the guys. I was in the fire department, and we would always get pickup games together back home in New York.
Were you the quarterback? Since
No,
you were
I
a
was a wide
pitcher, I thought.
receiver.
I thought maybe you'd be the quarterback with the boys.
I was a wide receiver with the boys because I could outrun them and I could catch no matter what.
Wow.
And then I like to tackle, so I would deck them all.
Well, this comes to what position do you want to play for the Pittsburgh, or positions? They usually play offense and defense.
Right.
So what's your choices?
I'm going to be, in one of our scrimmages, I played running back, and I'm also going to be doing outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker.
Yep.
Well, you're in the right city for that. We have some great linebackers. There's a great history.
Yeah. Pittsburgh is very, very, very well organized football team. I was an academic advisor actually at University of Pittsburgh with the men's football team and basketball team. So
Really?
yeah, it was interesting. I asked for some good tips, and they were all phenomenal. So
Well, what's one of the best tips that they gave you for either being a running back or linebacker?
linebacker, get as low as you can,
Use that
and
leverage.
keep your head out of the middle. Just go in with your shoulder and make sure you get as low as you can, and follow it through.
Sounds like you're ready to start hitting people.
Can't wait.
And this first scrimmage is going to be in Erie on June 8th.
Yes, it's actually the day after my birthday too. So
Well, happy birthday.
thank you.
So what will be going through your mind and your body as you come out for that first game?
Not trying to win, just go in, trying to learn the techniques, to be safe, kind of work as a team, and have us all just basically get a good idea on how we can all help each other on the field instead of trying to do a one-man show.
If you was to say you emulate someone in the NFL, what player would you say that inspires you to?
In the NFL?
Yes.
I'd have to go with Michael Orr. And not just because of his skill on the field, but also his accomplishments off the field that continued to pursue and, just kept his head down and never looked up to wonder what was going to be coming at him, or never looked back to see what he could dwell on, just concentrating on every second that, you're approaching. And just to always have your own back and worry about those around you and take care of those who take care of you.
You sure you're not a psychology major too?
Well, we'll see where that comes. I mean, my plan is to start a nonprofit to reduce gang violence and violence in the youth community. So,
Well, we're actually connected with a boxer that's going to be doing this. He's Jimmy Savetic. So you might want to check out some of the things we do.
Definitely.
I do a lot of fundraising and promoting. I was involved in Hugathon Pittsburgh last year. We funded 4 charities: Pittsburgh Passion for Life, Sickle Cell Society, Operation Troop Appreciation. So we did a bunch of things like that out there. I promote a lot of that on the show, and I deal with a lot of 501c3s. So
that's awesome. I mean, the first nonprofit that I was dealing with was called One Vision, One Life. They unfortunately lost their funding, but Richard Garland was, the executive director of it, and his main goal, and he was out on the streets with the shootings, with the violence, and was just trying to get the youth off the street to see that there's a better way. And with my program, I really want to, when I get there, incorporate sports to show, morals through sports that can equal a whole new family and not a gang family. So
we agree with you on that stuff. A lot of the sports people aren't heroes, though.
Exactly.
That's one of my problems. But you do learn a lot of basics that can help you succeed in life by playing sports.
Exactly. Cooperation, loyalty, respect.
Well, we're going to welcome you back on the show just for that, what you want to do in the fundraising and helping people in the community, let alone on sports. Thank you very much for being on the show. Good luck in your first game. Happy birthday. Knock 'em dead. I know you want to hit somebody, so go ahead.
It was great meeting you guys. Thank you.
Okay, well, my name is Christine, and I am from Asheville, Ohio,
Okay.
and I am living in Pittsburgh because I just graduated, actually.
Well, congratulations on graduating.
Appreciate it.
Where did you graduate from?
Hip.
Oh, I love these girls. Pick girls.
He's a head coach at CMU with
Really?
baseball.
Awesome. Played softball. Love it. Miss it.
Come
Well,
play for us.
That's one of the questions I have. What sports did you play growing up?
Basketball, soccer, softball.
Oh, okay. No football,
No
though.
football. I did
Just
paddle
pick up
pro.
games?
Yeah, we did paddle pro football. And so we
Nice.
did, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors. That's it. So
Well, how'd you find out about the Pittsburgh Force?
Through a friend of mine who,
Was just on?
I don't know how she actually, I think she looked it up and it like contacted the head coach, Ken.
Okay, so Kendra found it for you, and you guys are buddies, and you're going to play football. What position do you want to play?
Well, I'm actually going to be wide receiver.
So you're another fast one.
Yeah.
The speedster.
That's my game plan. Run really fast, nobody catches you. Make a
try not
play,
to get hit.
And get off the field, exactly.
Have you guys had practice where you've hit contact yet?
I haven't. I unfortunately have been working a lot, so I missed the fitting on Sunday. But
You don't have a uniform or anything yet.
Not yet.
We got to get you a
Too
uniform.
hard, but June 8th I'll be there.
Sponsor Christine, $500 gets her a uniform or fitting, all that stuff, and she can travel. That's what I hear. We're trying to help these young ladies out. All they want to do is, some of them want to hit. She just wants to run after she catches the ball.
I just don't want to be caught.
Well, did you run track?
I dabbled in track, but
Well, how fast are you?
pretty fast.
Okay.
Can you
Wanna
catch?
race?
Can you catch?
I can catch.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Well,
but I play shortstop, so yeah.
Oh, you got good hands.
Good, yeah.
well, that's good. We got some talented people here, folks. Don't forget to sponsor somebody on this Pittsburgh Force team. And did you get a job now, or are you going to continue your education like Kendra's doing?
Well, I am actually going to be taking a year off to get some field experience for a year, a good solid foundation.
What's your degree in?
Social work. Same
Oh,
schedule.
okay.
Yeah, we're in the same program, graduate same year. And then hopping right back in for my MSW and then law.
Oh, wow, good.
Good.
But I want that experience beforehand so you can kind of like figure out what population you kind of want to target and then
Well, good.
Hop back
Shows
in.
you're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
And you want to play some football in the
I do want to
meantime.
have fun and I want to do experience and
You know you may get hit a couple times.
I do.
Okay.
You have to be able to take a hit.
Yeah.
Or
Or
you
that
give
mouth
it-
guard.
Like a clever moniker, like maybe like
Say what?
like She Hate Me or Ocho Cinco or something.
She doesn't
to
even
separate
know
you
about
from.
that
I don't
stuff.
even know what he's talking about.
See, some of these guys, when they had a different football league, one guy, they said, he hate me. So I used to work in a workplace, I'd say, they hate me.
They
And that, yeah, just
Yeah,
like I
there's
call
a
myself
player.
Al Levine, the talking machine. This is Claudio, the
I don't have any
coach.
monikers.
This is Claudio, the coach, Rosano,
Yeah.
and we got Big Mike D. We just put nicknames in sports, so
that's
you have to
good, yeah.
think
Yeah,
about
see,
a
there was
nickname.
a guy who named himself He Hate Me. He played for the XFL team, and everyone didn't know who Rod Smart was, but everyone knew who He Hate Me was because
I had the whole
no one had
nickname, I know, yeah.
ever come
You
up
got
with
it.
It's important.
See, that might be something to come up with there. You come up with a clever nickname and.
So what
Good
happens
nicknames
when
anymore.
first
They used to
Yeah.
have great nicknames years ago.
Well, she could come up with a good one,
Oh,
like
Jesus.
Jitterbug or something. And
Did
like,
you hear what she said? She goes, after the first scrimmage or even game.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
She'll come up with
that's
like a
it.
fan club or something on Pittsburgh
But if you have a
Sportsline.
nickname, you got to be good.
You're right.
You got to be good. Which I'm
Exactly.
It's
sure
gonna be
you will
memorable.
Right. I'm
Do a
sure you
little
will.
dance after you score a touchdown on
Yeah.
them.
Do a good little dance.
Yeah, you know. get
You have
into
to
it.
study some NFL film
I
and
guess
even
so.
some
From the
college.
70s.
Possibly.
That'll be the next time you're on the show. You can tell us about the game and
Kind of
everything else.
my dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to see a little what you're planning on doing when you get in the end zone. We want to see like a
I
little,
don't really know. You're gonna have to watch.
little preview.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Well, on that happy note,
Thank you.
good luck,
Appreciate it, guys.
and thanks for joining our show.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show, Alicia. Pleasure seeing you.
You too.
It's been a while since you've been on here.
It has been a little bit, yeah.
I've seen you in the ring a few times, and I see you on Facebook all the time.
Of course, yeah.
Promoting all these things that you do. I can't keep track of all of them, and I wore out my like button. So, but you've liked us on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook, so I appreciate that.
Not a problem whatsoever.
So what's going on?
Actually, I have some crazy stuff coming up, some stuff soon. Like
Wow.
you said, I have
Hold
to
it, it's totally filled. This is filled, folks. We only have, how many more minutes, Devin? Wow, 40 minutes left, but we got to get little Z in.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can monopolize the time just
Of
with
course,
this.
yeah.
Try to hit every one that you have here.
So,
Go ahead.
like you said, you see my stuff on Facebook a lot.
Couple times.
Yeah, just
hour.
a little bit. Yeah. So I'm, as you know, I'm super patriotic. And I also support bikers, everything Pittsburgh related. I'm a total supporter.
I noticed that.
Yeah, 100%. I have to. Well, this coming weekend, the 26th, I will actually have a meet and greet and a signing up in the Poconos.
And the Poconos.
Yes, I have that coming up. So that's going to be really fun. That's actually a pre-sale for a bike ride that I'm like the official model for.
Are you? What bike ride is it? Tell the folks. You know I'm all about that. Little shameless promotion.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's actually the biggest ride in the Poconos. It's called the Wounded Veterans Memorial Bike Run in honor of Billy Brockett. He was a veteran. He actually passed away in 2011. And it's a great time. They have bands.
And they've only been doing this a couple years then?
2 years. And it's actually already the biggest ride that they have in the Poconos.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
And you're the official model.
I am. I'm on the poster and all that fun stuff. So.
Where can your fans see you on that? They have a website?
Yeah, they do have a website.
I didn't mean to skip ahead.
Yeah, you had to skip pages now.
That's why with me you got to watch because I'm not peeking.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I always put a link up on my fan page, which is...
I know you do. That's why I jumped ahead because I do that. And you know how I have people repeat stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because the attention span is about 3 to 6 seconds.
Right.
You know that.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
then,
you got 3 more seconds.
3 seconds, okay. So there's, they have their they have a Facebook page and they also have a regular website, which is BillyBrockettMemorialRide.com. You can sign up for the ride on there, or you can either go through my fan page as well. So that's really cool.
Go through her fan page and you'll see all the other stuff that we all see.
Oh yeah, exactly.
At least some of it.
Yeah. Hey, I was published since the last time I was here. I'm published in a book now.
No way.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
That's it's an international steampunk fashion book. If you don't know do you know what steampunk is?
I do because I've seen what you put out there on it, and I'm like, what's steampunk?
Yeah.
So tell the folks here.
If you're familiar with the movie like Wild Wild West, like with Will Smith in it, it's like, you know, like the Victorian era and then plus like high tech. So it's like crazy
it's a hybrid.
And stuff like
it's
that.
A hybrid.
Yeah, it's like the bustles and stuff like that, but you have like welding goggles on and like crazy guns and stuff like that.
It looks a little bizarre.
It is, yeah. It's really bizarre. It's really cool though, because I mean, there's like groups of people that like they live off of that. They love it.
Really?
Like, yeah.
So you're trying to get all these little niches, I see.
Yeah, you know, I try a little bit of everything.
Well, I do see some of that, from the bikes to work. You're wearing construction gear. What's the gig with the construction stuff?
Oh, well, that was just something fun that I decided to do, just to put another look. Yeah, exactly. Just to put another look out there.
Have you guys seen any of the motorcycle stuff, the construction?
See, I need to get her on to the great Pittsburgh Sports Nation.
You got to like Pittsburgh Sports Nation. He boosted up my likes. We're around 100 now. We're at 254. So you got to like us. We need some more likes out there.
And I'm somewhere in the vicinity of 11,000 people on Twitter and Facebook. So
yeah,
you have to come aboard and say hi. And
of course,
we'll get you out there. You know.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, that's what we all do. We try to promote each other.
This is the best guest we've ever had. We have 4 lovely women in a row.
That's right.
I mean, we should just keep rolling in more women.
Hold it. Maybe you're saying Smoking Jim Frazier shouldn't be on here, and he's the guy that got Alicia here. He's her biggest fan.
I know. He's not, and he broke down. How could that happen? How could he miss out tonight?
Well, here, let's start texting. Like he's always up here with that smartphone.
Yeah.
We'll catch that another day. Send him a picture. We'll have to get a picture from here to send it to him.
Yeah, we will have
Get somebody to grab your phone and take a picture, and then we'll send it to him or to our Facebook page. That's a hint for Devin right now to get a picture. See, and then he can send it to Pittsburgh Sportsline.
He's on the ball, right?
This is a sports show.
Exactly.
Definitely. We use all those metaphors. Keep your eye on the ball.
You ride too? I mean, you have like a chopper? Or?
Okay, so I need to work on getting my license to be able to drive it. But my dad has a motorcycle, and I have tons of friends that have a motorcycle. It's It's so relaxing and it's just a good time. I absolutely love
You
it.
get Dennis Rodman up there. He's crazy like that.
Yeah.
Well, he might wear a dress and he'll be competing with Alicia.
He'll do anything. Maybe he'll bring Kim Jong Il or whatever his name is.
No, Kim Jong Un.
Oh yeah, Un.
Kim Jong Il's
I
dead.
get him confused.
You got to listen to DVE again. Kim Jong Un.
Oh, Un.
Okay, that'll be another show we have.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
right. Now, I know we didn't go through all your
yeah,
notes.
which is fine.
Continue.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
So-
stopping you. You wrote all this down. I know it took you about 8 minutes, so go ahead.
No, not at all. I just put it as it comes. I actually am a dancer, a backup dancer for a. It's kind of like a local American Idol. It's actually called Rocket to the Stars. It's a really cool thing that they do up in Newcastle. They do
Okay.
it for the Newcastle Fireworks Festival, and it's actually a singing competition that people do. But I'm one of the dancers for it. They do
You're a dancer for a singing competition.
Yeah,
That's
the
unique.
irony.
Go figure.
Yeah, but it's really cool. I mean, last year I did it too, and the winner wins a cash prize. He also wins artist development with a great producer.
You mean just the singers, or
Yeah, the singer.
you don't? You're just there.
Well, they wanted me to sing, but I didn't want to sing.
Hey, and just think, she could teach our previous guests how to do it like a touchdown dance.
Yeah.
You might have to help.
I mean, like they cross connect here, and
Christine might need a little help.
Yeah.
Like she said, she didn't know about nicknames and all that other stuff, so
Yeah, we
she
can.
might need a little touchdown dance. You could give her a couple tips.
Oh yeah, I can choreograph something. I'm
Okay,
Sure.
well, I know you. Well, you might be involved with her. You'll run down on the field,
Yeah.
right?
That'd be a good idea.
Because she's a cheerleader too.
I mean,
She was at our basketball game in Bethel Park.
I was.
we
yes,
show
I
all
was.
these guys that all these girls are at these games. They're gonna start coming out in mass.
Well, no, they'll come here at Sips Sports Bar,
Well, that would be nice, too,
3024 West Liberty Avenue, 15216. Just Google it. You'll find out. Isn't it easy to find?
Oh, it's super easy.
And
yeah.
it's close. It's nearby everything almost.
Yeah, I'm coming from the North Hills, and it doesn't take nearly that long.
Yeah, it's 2 miles from the Liberty Tubes if you go through them. So,
Yep.
not bad. What else do you got on your list here?
I'm actually going to be in 2 local artists' music videos. They asked me to be a part of. One's a hip hop music video. It's actually it's a song about a girl, a troubled girl, a 20-year-old girl who had like a really hard life and stuff like that. And that's actually that one. And then there's another one. It's a rock video, more like 80s kind of rock, I guess you could say.
I grew up through that, so.
I love 80s music. That's probably one of my favorite genres. I'm not even gonna lie.
Good.
It was a good era.
It was.
a good era.
You need the big hair though now.
Exactly. That's on my Facebook too.
Ah, jeez, how'd I
What was
miss
your
that?
favorite '80s band? I mean,
I have. Wow, that's hard.
you have a lot. I mean, like I remember my friends liking like Rat and Iron Maiden and Poison and all that other.
Oh, I
Def
love
Leppard
Poison
was
and
good.
Bret Michaels.
Def
Yeah,
Leppard,
Def
they were
Leppard,
good.
yeah. AC/DC, love AC/DC
Oh, how could
too.
you forget AC/DC?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Definitely, some classics.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else besides working on your suntan?
Yeah, I
might
have to do
have
that
a
a little bit
You
more.
got.
Ooh.
You're burning. I'm getting dark.
I got Yinzal beat from landscaping.
You do.
Sorry.
I'm kind of jealous.
Mine's browning out.
Yeah.
You're amateurs.
Yeah.
You got to drink green tea on the deck with me, and you get the suntan at the same
There
time.
we go. Yeah. It needs to stop raining. Today it was nice and my day off, so
It
that
didn't
was
rain in the north. It rained in the north, I
It rained
heard.
a little bit earlier today, yeah. Swiftly rained a little bit.
Not in the South Hills though. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Well, you're in North Hills, right?
I'm in North Hills.
It
Yeah.
rained around North Park area.
Oh, okay.
Figures.
Yeah. It missed me today, thank goodness.
So you went to North Hills High School?
I actually went to North Catholic.
North Catholic, okay.
Yeah, I did. We don't have as good of a football team as North Hills when I graduated.
Those things happen.
Oh yeah.
Teams are up, they're down.
Most
But at least you
definitely.
could root for them and cheer for them,
Exactly.
right?
They're good in basketball, though.
100%.
It's good.
Oh yeah, exactly. Volleyball team was pretty good too. Yeah.
Were you a cheerleader for any of those teams, or
I actually.
tell me
No.
the truth now? Okay.
No, I was in marching band.
Marching band.
Majorette.
I actually, yeah, I was flag line and color guard. I twirled the flags and the sabers and the rifles.
Sabers,
My mom did.
too.
She was good at that. You should still good stuff about. I don't know how you do that.
It's so fun though.
You ever get nervous when you literally get one in the air and you're like,
What was actually the scariest was probably the rifles. That was scary because we did like the helicopter throws that are like right above your head. So
Could be dangerous.
oh yeah. Oh, we've hit our heads a few times.
Oh, you survived.
Yes, I'm here. It's fine.
No, we appreciate it. What else is on this list? Or did we
man.
cover it all?
I actually was asked to go to a few different states for some bike runs and bike weeks and stuff like that too, so I might be making some appearances in other states.
You're going to have a tour of the United States?
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get there.
Okay, well, step by step.
Yeah.
Where's your first one, West Virginia or Ohio?
Actually, North Carolina.
Well, there you're stepping out there.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I had people in North Carolina, South Carolina, New Hampshire. No confirmed dates yet, but that's in the works right
We'll have
now.
to look for that. Should we go to your Facebook page?
Of course, yeah, check it out.
Okay.
I actually am going to be shooting for another calendar this year. It's called Disabled. It's actually about how people that have disabilities and things like that, how they can interact with everybody. Like a really good friend of mine who actually started this calendar, he got hurt in a boating accident, and now he is disabled. So he came up with this whole big idea, and he gets models to model for him, and like they show you, like the one that I did last year, they were doing like racing. They were in like downhill racing cars.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like waving the flag, you know? So that was really cool. Lander Racing, it's race cars. I'll be doing a shoot for them as well.
Okay.
And all that fun stuff.
Good.
Just a lot of different stuff going on.
Like your calendar is busy, which is good.
Yes, it's very
always
busy.
good.
Her calendar for getting calendars is
right.
busy.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So that's why I have to write everything down. I can't think of everything straight all the time. So
Well, that's good. You're busy.
exactly.
You're not just getting a suntan.
No, exactly. That needs a little more work.
Yeah, you do have to watch that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on our show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure. Sorry Smoking Jim wasn't here
It's
for
all right.
you.
I'll catch him again.
Okay, hopefully you'll see that picture up on our Pittsburgh Sportsline at Facebook, and then on yours, because you help promote us. Thanks for all your help with us and putting the word out, and all the great compliments you give us, guys. Now you know Claudio.
It was great meeting you. Good seeing you
And
again.
Big
too.
Mike
See you
D.
afterwards.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Little Z. It's time for Little Z to get up here.
Yeah, man, World War Z. They're making a movie about you. Brad Pitt's in it. I mean,
Whoa. Does he have a beard? Little Z, welcome to the show, buddy.
How we doing, guys?
We're doing great.
Big Mike.
what's up, brother?
How's it going, folks?
Good. You were so busy, you couldn't get here at the start of the show. You just, after we got situated, buddy.
I know we got a lot of elections going on.
I know.
Election day in the city
I see
tomorrow.
all over that. I'm trying to stay out of the politics. I'm not in the city of Pittsburgh, so I don't have a dog in this fight. All
I
right?
got a lot of dogs with a lot of fights. So
I know.
Some of them win. So,
Well, you never know. Tomorrow's a big day, buddy. We'll talk politics another day. I don't want to have to give equal time to all the candidates. This is public access TV. These are our own opinions, so we'll just roll with it. What's happening, my friend?
well, what's on my mind is I want to give a deep, heartfelt sympathy to everybody in Oklahoma. I don't know if you guys are aware of what's going on in Oklahoma. They're getting hit with some crazy twisters
I
out
saw
there.
something on the weather, but I didn't follow any further on it.
So there's some devastation going on in Oklahoma. So to the folks out there, or anybody who knows anybody in Oklahoma, thoughts and prayers. Also, shout out to Chip. He's burying his mother with his
Right.
father today at Arlington Cemetery. That's pretty, that's a pretty big honor, So, hi Chip, Steph.
What about
everybody.
Smoking Jim Frazier? His transmission might be shot in Altoona.
Hey,
He broke down there.
that just means you get to tune in and check me out tomorrow, folks.
Whoa, I
Tuesday.
think he'll be back. He's worried about Wally Chip. Although you have to check out last week's show in studio. It was a great show. Appreciate it. Glad you could fill in.
Very
Big Mike D,
informative.
he's breathing. I got hot breath on my arm because he said he was so busy with stuff that he couldn't make it. And I said, okay, I'm only one man here. I can't play
You all by
solo.
yourself last week.
No. I meant on the side.
Oh, man.
Although me and Chip did a show, I'll have to give you the number of the show, but we did a whole show with just me and Chip. Now you know how I can talk, and you definitely know how Chip can talk. Stephanie, you know that too. We didn't miss a beat the whole show.
Last week's show was quite informative. We learned some rules of baseball from Chip.
Yeah.
We had Smoking Jim's Almanac, so we had a lot of.
Well, we have the
stuff last
segments.
week.
That's one of the nice things that I can make the segments. So when some of us have some expertise, like if we get Claudio on the show, he's got so many things he's an expert on. We'll talk about that later.
What did Carnegie Mellon baseball finish up with for the
Oh,
We didn't finish.
They didn't finish.
Were you here when I said we were going to go undefeated?
Yeah, undefeated.
Oh,
We
Oh, I
didn't
was
go
here.
undefeated.
I was here.
We did. Hey, what was I going to say? We're going to go 6. You know, we're going to go.
How about they couldn't even
Well,
finish their season?
since you're an evaluator, you should know a little bit about them Pitt baseball
They're doing
guys.
Yeah,
They're the 3rd seed.
Are
I tell
they?
you what,
Yeah.
the coach Joe Giordano's done a great job with him. He's a good guy, and it's good that they're doing well. I mean, I'd like to get them even more publicity than they have. You know, they've done well the past few years. Last year, Point Park went far, and CMU's we're always hanging around in there. So.
Hey, I work by that campus every day. So
Yeah,
right
but
around the
CMU,
corner.
there's none of them on scholarships there.
No. You know what? That's the
That's
thing.
impressive.
You know, I kind of people say, do you recruit? Well, how are you going to recruit when
No
everybody looks
scholarships.
at batting averages? I have to look at SATs and GPAs.
GPAs.
and all that kind of
50,000 a
stuff.
year. Hey kid, you're gonna pay 50 to 60,000 a year to go here.
Yeah, so,
Okay, let me sign up today.
It's a little bit of a
Hey, you're
different
getting a
ballgame.
world-class education though, and you get to meet some really cool people come to the campus at CMU all the time.
Well, that
So,
and I tell you what,
it's a nice campus. They got nice facilities. So
It's a great
You do any
campus.
work there yet?
Oh yeah, I've done work at Carnegie Mellon.
This little Z, I can't even bring out the towel or anything. He's beyond all this stuff. He's everywhere, folks. Call him up. Wait a second, it's traditional. Devin, you got to get this one more time. Brenner Contracting. Don't be afraid to call them. They
Nope.
do it all. What don't you do?
We do
Snow
everything.
removal in the summer.
Yeah, we'll bring you snow in the summer.
But
Sorry.
we
Sorry,
never see
little
snow in the
Z.
summer. It'll be it for me.
Pardon me?
If I ever see snow in May, I'll walk to Cancun.
Hold on,
We've
my
had
furnace
snow in
was
May.
just on.
We've had
3 weeks
snow
ago,
in
there was a
May.
few flakes.
Well,
we've
if I
had
see it
flakes.
personally,
All right.
that's it for me.
My furnace was on, and my windshield was frozen up a few days.
Oh.
Come on, Big Mike D.
Wasn't where I was. But,
Where-
you know,
Where are you at? In Greentree?
Westwood can't afford snow. So
In Bethel Park, our hometown.
What
we
happened
know
with that game last night? Them Penguins.
Like I said, whether
23
it's,
seconds to go, that's inexcusable. And I was too tired to even comment. I just let you run with it. And I was like, he covered it. I don't even got to say anything about it. Pittsburgh Sports Nation.
it was like this. When you think the game's in the bag, you have under a minute, you're on the power play. If you saw what about a minute left, they were sitting behind their own net, getting ready for a breakout pass, and no one kind of took initiative. It was kind of like, should we go up and try to, just do a little power play stuff, or should we sit back and make them come to us? And that indecision led to a turnover. It got to Ottawa's end. They pulled their goaltender, so
Which
it evened
evened
up
it
5 on
5 on
5. But what they were doing, standing around watching Alfredson, one of the better players in the game, just waltzed untouched.
Who's 40?
to
He's
the
40
net.
years old.
Right.
He's still got a little bit of
What were
pep in
they
his step
thinking?
for a
I mean,
40-year-old.
it's like-
Left, yeah.
Yeah, he got
It
some
was
fight
just
in
something
him.
where I think they just got caught off guard. They're figuring maybe Ottawa's just going to hand the next 30 seconds away and it's done.
I mean,
Here-
that's just
here's what
right
happened.
down the ice and
Here's
bam,
what happened.
tie.
They were watching the puck. They figured the game's in the bag. They only have 40-some seconds to go. You could just see they sort of relaxed.
Well, you're a coach. You know, it's not over till it's over.
You know what?
Till the
That's
fat lady
happened,
sings.
a few times, like for example, this year we were beating a ranked Indiana team. Little old CMU was beating a ranked Indiana team 7-1. We lost 8-7. And
Wow.
that was probably the toughest defeat I've ever had as a coach. But the one thing that I kept saying during that game is I wish there was a clock. I wish it was a clock. But in baseball, I know hockey has a clock,
But it didn't
they
matter
just didn't
last
do it right.
night.
You're right. They just didn't. They didn't play it right. In baseball, you have to earn every single out.
Yeah.
In hockey, like you said, they kind of said they were looking at the clock instead of playing.
And they were looking at the puck, which
Yeah.
they have a habit of doing that, like Big Mike,
it's
Little
never
Z are
over,
talking
like you
about.
said. Yeah.
They're sort of watching that puck, and you had two players coming down towards the center, so either one could have scored.
I don't think that's going to come back to bite them. I mean, they
Let's hope
thoroughly dominated that game last night. If Anderson did not play like he did, that easily could have been. If that had been the walk-off,
What did you think of
that'd have been like
Malkin?
8-0 or something. That'd have been massacre.
How about Malkin during the game? I thought that was one of his better games, and he couldn't
he's
score a
insane out
goal.
there.
He threw everything he possibly had and more.
Let's give it
The
to
law of
Anderson. He
averages
really
will
came
stay.
and played.
If you keep giving those guys chances in power plays,
Well,
they're going to
Anderson-
Hey,
convert.
if you
Will
don't
Anderson
convert
be like
5
that
on
again?
threes, you don't deserve to
He's
win.
not going to be able to withstand
Exactly
that pressure
right.
over
You
and
can't
over.
score with
everyone
two guys
breaks.
in the box. You don't
They
deserve
broke
to
them to
win.
one game. I think they'll get them again this game. If they come out flat like they did, and if Pittsburgh gets up early, I think this time. I mean, he played a great game, but he ain't doing that again the next 3 or 4 games. I'm sorry.
But
if
like
you saw them, they're finally starting to click now. It kind of looked like they did against Winnipeg maybe like a month ago, where
Right.
everything, the passes were on. They were playing great defense in the third. It was just one of those things like you go, wow, and then a little dose of reality, which hopefully down the road will say you better play 60 minutes, not 59 minutes and 31 seconds. It has to be 60.
Let me ask you guys a question. I'm surprised that the Fleury not playing is not as big of a story as it has been. At least I don't think it hasn't been a big story, has
Because
it?
of the last 3 years, because of the early exits.
Correct.
People don't have any faith in him. I think it's a human element. I think even the players have it in their head that he gives up these goals sometimes, and they're just not sure of him.
I'll take
They
you
love
there.
him.
I'll take you there, and then let somebody else.
Hey, I think, between the three of us, I think Fleury wins. He makes that save last night on the back door. That's just between me and you.
You know what?
Because Vokoun
it
looked like
was
a man
him.
that was an old man.
I have to agree with you because I'll go on the record like I still have been. Vokoun was brought in as a relief pitcher. You know, so what, he wins all the games in a row.
Yeah.
He was actually getting tired on some of these games that he played. And the defense, they knew they had to play better. And these young guys, they know. They're on a mission to win 16. 10 more to go. So I don't care, 5 games, 6 games.
But it's 60 minutes. So no matter how many games, it's one game at a time, 60 minutes
One
in a game.
period at a time.
One shift. You know, let's just continue to play hard till the end. And
But I say
won,
put
we've been up 3-0.
Put Fleury in. I would put him in. I would already put him in.
I don't think you can. Still,
We'll ride this guy,
I-
Vokoun, until he's.
you got to ride
Until he gets
Vokoun
cold.
until he explodes.
I think
And then
we'll
you got to
at
put.
least see Fleury again eventually.
We will.
Right now, the way Vokoun's playing.
I'll go on the record. I put him in. I'd
just
rather
gonna
be
ride the guy till
outspoken.
He
he's-
played
I'd
his
put him
best
in.
game in the
Total wheels fall off
playoffs
right
and
now.
lost. So I think you have to come
And
back
even
with
though
him and
I'd
see how he
rather have Fleury in
responds.
there, it's just,
As a team, too. It's a team game.
I think there's too much talent, too much leadership on that team for that to hurt him. So I think, if anything, that may motivate him come Wednesday. So if I was Ottawa, they had better come ready to play.
I don't take much
'cause
to rosters on paper. When you get out there and you got to play, that's when it starts to count. That's when it matters. So you can have an all-star team on paper. They still have to go out there and they still have to win the
play,
game.
that's right.
That's why they play
That's
the
true,
game.
but you saw the dominance though.
They have a lot
And
of
if it
talent,
wasn't for
but
that,
if the
if it wasn't
talent
for
isn't-
Anderson,
you
that
can't
was a
produce
blowout.
and can't score,
Yeah.
then you just have a team full of talent, and you don't get victories.
That's
Sometimes
that.
with
Like I
talent.
said though, that was a
Sometimes
game
you
that
need
was
those
stolen by
grinders.
Anderson.
You need those guys that they used to have
Yeah.
in the playoff
The
runs.
grittiness.
The
You need that
grittiness.
grittiness.
You need
I
that
always say
grittiness.
that about the old well, not the old Yankees, but when they had their run in the 90s, okay, they had a few, they obviously had some stars, but they also had the guy like the Brochus and the Leyritz, the Knoblauch. They had
Them
the
unsung
meat
heroes.
and potato guys. that
Right,
you
and
need
you
on a
need
team.
that. You
Yeah.
just can't have a bunch of studs.
Well,
You got to have some guys.
That's your TKs. That's your Joe Vitalis.
Right.
Your
Joe
Craig
Vitale
Adams.
didn't suit up last
So-
night and we lost.
They said something lower. They're not going to tell you, but they
He
said
might be
lower
a little
body injury,
injured.
maybe a leg or something like that.
Hey, but Tyler Kennedy come through.
It's always a
Yeah,
lower
Tyler
body
Kennedy
injury.
scored last night.
They'll come up with anything to
Right.
keep from telling you. I mean,
That's right.
just it's hockey. You get used to it.
I didn't
Like
like
said,
Biles calling that timeout before the end of regulation going into overtime. Now we don't have any timeouts for the rest of the overtime. And there was
Yeah,
only,
I-
we already scored. They already scored on us with 23 seconds. So we were coming off the ice
They
anyway.
almost got that goal with 5 seconds left. I mean, that just shows you.
It was close.
You keep messing with fire, they're going to get burned eventually. Penguins, I think, they'll come out and.
Well,
I
they
will
were.
take
They
your
were
word
the
for
top.
it.
I said last week 5. It's going to be 5.
But I think, like you
It's
said,
way
because of their
better.
leadership, because of the type of guys they have on the team, if it was a younger team, maybe this would affect them. You know, because if they figure they had it in the bag.
Well, the
you know,
3 years that they
I think
fumbled
they'll
it,
be all right, yeah.
they're focused now. And then look at the guys. You got Malkin playing defense. Look at you got Crosby coming flying back. trying to stop people. So when you see your top 2 players doing that, it starts going down the whole line. Now, should we have scored more? Oh, yes.
Yes, we should
definitely.
have.
We should have had 2 or 3 more in there. The way they were pummeling Anderson, I thought they should have gone a little bit more to get him. And I
Craig
knew
Anderson
he was
looked
getting
like Mr. Anderson from The Matrix, the way he was handling all those pucks,
he
making
was,
all those saves.
Mr. Anderson.
But again, he's not going to do that probably.
He was one of the top goalkeepers early in the season.
One of my favorites.
You're not facing that firepower over and over. And eventually,
You can't stand that
they're gonna get you.
onslaught forever.
Yeah.
One game.
They're going to get you. You keep giving them power plays, it's going to go in because there's only so much you can only be correct so many times.
Right.
And in the right spot, the bounce is going your way. I mean, I would not be surprised if the Penguins, went to like a 4 or 5-1 game on Wednesday because, like I said, I think they're going to be motivated to get that out of their head and probably a little mad that they could have had a nice little vacation waiting for the Rangers and Boston series to complete, even though it's 2-0 Boston and
Right. Well,
Boston's playing
like
good.
Little Z said, the 60 minutes, I think it's going to dawn on them in practice, or maybe not having to practice, but just in a team meeting. You know what? We got to focus each shift because that's all it
Especially
was.
for those new guys. But like I said, we got slower, in my opinion. We got slower at the deadline.
that's
We brought in
obvious.
those old
Yeah.
guys. We got a little bit slower. So that's why you need those Vitali. You need those guys, to get in there. That got them fresh
Well,
legs.
I'd like to even see Bennett get back in
I would
there.
love to see Bennett
Because
get
he
back
got
in
so
there.
much talent.
You saw flashes of it in the third period last night. And what I like seeing how they were playing, it reminded me a little bit of like how the Red Wings would play in 2007 to 2008.
Right.
If they got a lead on you in the third period, if they got a lead on you in the second period,
It's
tonight.
over.
Because it's like an anaconda. They just keep strangling the life out of you, waiting for you to make a mistake.
One of my
and then
favorite
they pounce
coaches,
on you and they go score a
Bill
goal.
Cowher, built a successful coaching career. When we got up on you in Pittsburgh with the Steelers, that was it. Forget about
11 points or better, I believe the record under him was like 101, 1-1. And I was at the tie against Atlanta, of course, with Michael Vick.
Oh, yeah, I was there too for that.
Were you?
Yeah.
Boy, you guys are
And
everywhere.
that's what Michael Vick was
Speaking of games, I don't know, did you hear I was at the Pirate game? I'm going to change up this Penguin stuff.
Did you have a big, giant
Friday
vat
night.
of Pirate Kool-Aid while you were there?
You know what? It was my son's birthday. He's a Pirate fan like I am. He just turned 22. He doesn't know what a winning team is. He was there
Me,
last
that makes
year
two of
so
us.
many times when they set record crowds. We didn't have a record crowd Friday night, but we had a
watching the
record-setting
Penguins.
game.
Was Friday night the night that
It was a
the ball got
night.
hit into the
This
river?
is-
Oh, man,
Yes.
I missed it.
I mentioned that on the show
you were
earlier. You have
watching
to watch
live.
this video.
If you were watching the telecast live on TV, a guy pulled up with his boat and kind of like dilly-dallied. Well, another kid just jumped in and swam over and just took
Snatched
the
it.
ball and ran back over to his boat.
Exactly.
Like,
well, it
like you
went off
said,
the bat.
that was Stargell-esque. I
Yes.
think he obviously has the power to reach the river. We all know that Stargell could.
yeah.
Bounced.
But there's not many
Stargell would
players.
have launched it over to the city.
My
thing
dad
was
said
Stargell did it
he'd
more
have so many water
consistently.
shots right
Yeah.
now if he was in that thing there.
Yeah, without question.
Especially with how the balls are now and everything.
Oh, my goodness.
They would rename that part of the river, Stargell.
I
Cove or
talked to
Stargell
some
Lake.
former Pirates. They said that if he was playing today at that stadium with the strike zone, the pitching being watered down, the ball being, he'd have 700 easy. Don't forget, he started his career out
And that's
in,
without
in
steroids.
Forest Field.
Well, he along with Babe Ruth
He
was
just
one
liked
of
to
the only
eat.
ones that hit one out of Yankee
Baseball's
Stadium,
tough.
right?
Well,
I mean,
he hits out of Dodger.
He'll join in.
Hit one out of the Tiger Stadium too. I mean,
That's Reggie.
Got
Well,
two
Mickey
separate
Mantle
shows.
did. Reggie hit that top.
This is
got
part
that
one.
out.
This is part
He
one.
hit out of
Yeah,
Montreal,
Mikey.
I believe, in
yeah.
Dodgers.
Put 'em up.
LA,
They dedicated the season.
That's
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, I
Hopefully
saw
Dave
those
makes
shots.
us look good.
He was.
They didn't make him like him anymore.
That was my dad's player, so I watched his stuff, and he's just
Stargell.
amazing. My
Are
God,
we ever
how-
going to have a Triple Crown winner in horse racing? It's been 35 years. I'm only 28.
Cabrera do it last year?
Yes.
That's baseball.
I know, I'm just teasing.
I'm a horse racing guy. I remember Secretariat
They had a name of horse
affirmed
Cabrera, maybe.
they may have one because you can
Milky.
name up to so many letters there. We got to buy a horse.
We're going to have to.
Let's buy a horse.
All four of us. Well, and Jim and have like a
Smoking
combination.
Jim and Chip.
Like smoking Pittsburgh line.
Whatever.
Renner,
We'll come up with
Renner,
something.
Yeah.
Talking machine. You know. You can call the horse talking machine. That's fine. You guys can call the group whatever you want. Here comes the talking machine.
Hopefully he's the running machine.
Well,
right.
definitely.
Wins us some money.
Unless he's
The
at the
money
Meadows.
machine.
Just so you know, when we go to the Meadows, you do not want to see a horse run. They pace or they trot. I'm going to teach you something.
Okay, what about
'Cause
gallop?
If they gallop, you're out of luck. Your horse doesn't count, buddy. They have to pace. Little Z wants to go out there for his birthday at the Meadows, so see you on the 31st in the evening. When you're done at Quicksilver, come out
on
to the
down to the
Meadows.
Meadows.
You'll see Little Z and the talking machine.
We're gonna bet on some horses.
We're going to pick a couple ponies, as they say.
Get some trifectas. And,
Well, we're looking for a superfecta, 4 horses.
I hope I'm
That's
in
the
on that.
biggest one out there, buddy. It's hard enough to get one. We're going to have to put 4 together on your day after your birthday, buddy.
Hey, we're gonna
And
try.
we're starting to run down on the time here, and I always like to check to see what other people are doing. So I'm going to start with Big Mike D. We're going to ask Devin. We getting close on the time here, Devin? All right, Big Mike D. What do you got going on for this next week, or anything special here?
in closing, I just want to say that I'm tired of hearing, like on some of the stations, how there are Pirate fans, so-called Pirate fans, saying that, well, I'm not going to go to a game because they had a collapse last year or because they've been bad for 20 years.
I've been saying
This
that.
is not 20 years ago. This is a very good team. They have major league talent at every single position. They're 8 games above 500. They're beating first-place teams. They have exciting talent. They have one of the best players in the game in Kutch. Another upcoming player in Marte. Spend some money. Go to a game. They are worth every penny of it right now.
I think the tickets are only like $10.
Right.
What's the
You
excuse?
can't beat the left field.
All right, well, on that happy note, let's get Claudio.
Beautiful.
I'll tell you what would help Smoking Jim get here from Altoona. I'll tell you what would help the Pirates and the Penguins, and that's get a Come Ready Kron's Protein Energy Bar.
What is this Kron's Energy Bar? We got a shameless promotion,
Hey,
buddy.
they're good. Hey,
Come
they're
Ready
good.
Energy Bar, they're very good.
You know what? Bring him
I'm
to the
telling
show
you.
next
All right,
time.
we'll bring 'em.
I'll sample it because it sounds like Little Z's already tasted
They're
one.
not chalky. They taste good. They're not chewy. They're not. They taste.
Hold
good.
it, will I
And
get
they're
as-
good for you, and they give you a lot of.
Wait,
energy.
will I get as
Come
big
Ready
and
Bar.
strong
Come
as
Ready
this
Bar.
young businessman?
That's right.
Because I need to bulk up a little bit, I think. I'm not at my fighting weight
We'll
here.
bring them next time I'm here. We'll bring some samples.
We're going to invite you back next
I'm
week.
coming.
Oh, we're
I'll
at
get it.
Memorial Day.
Well, the week after.
We can send them more horse.
We won't be here for Memorial Day, okay?
Shout out to all the troops overseas defending this great nation of ours. Put it on the line every day. Appreciate it.
And I want to thank everybody from BPTV, Dave Cable, for cutting all the bad stuff out of here, making us look and sound great. Devin Shea, he's 100% into this tonight. It's unbelievable the performance he has. He's kept us on time and everything. Thanks to all you folks out here for watching the show. Thanks to Sip Sports
Alicia.
Bar. Thanks for Alicia coming here on the show,
That's
telling
how
us
it go, man.
everything.
I'll
The
get
Owls got to
starstruck.
stick together. Thanks for Big Mike D filling in. Thanks for Claudio, no nickname, Rosano. And I'm Al Levine, the talking machine, with my favorite young businessman,
Hey, is
Little
that the
Z.
Kamikaze Kid and Tina back there?
Whoa, and there's Kamikaze Kid, Tina, Kendra. Thanks for being on the show.
Uncle
Where's
Lou.
that contract,
Uncle Lou.
Kamikaze? See ya. We're off the air.